Good morning, YouTube winners. My name's Brianna, and I do some pretty cool stuff. I've been told for a long time I should make a YouTube channel, so here it is. Good morning, YouTube. This is my second shot at an introduction video. I filmed for about 8 hours the other day and realized that I only hit record like twice. Anyways, so my name's Brianna. I go by Bri. I do some pretty cool stuff. My friends have told me for years I should start doing YouTube videos because I do some stuff that people normally wouldn't attempt on their own. I'm pretty artistic. I've got a decent eye, and yeah, so the project we're doing now. All right, take 3. I got shut down for insufficient storage. So I was saying we had a big storm a few weeks ago, and well, our house is old. Let me start there. It belonged, my grandparents built it in the 1950s, and everything's pretty much original. So we got ourselves into a bit of a headache here. And we don't have a ton of money to pay contractors, so I am going to do it myself. So I came out after the storm, and this windowsill right here was all rotted out. And I'm a picker, so I started picking at the windowsill, and all of a sudden a big chunk fell off. And my husband looks at me. His name's Ryan. He goes, "Don't do that, Brianna." I'm like, I'm not doing anything. And then that led to the big truck taking the whole windowsill off. And then he got the saw out, and behind all the rotted shingles was rotted sheathing. In the 1950s, they didn't use plywood like we do now. It's a proper 12 by something tongue and grooved boards, which is really cool. But behind all that rotted stuff that we pulled out is a radiator. And there's like a metal firewall, maybe? I imagine it reflects heat back into the house. But as we're traveling to the exterior wall from the inside, we have radiator, metal sheathing stuff, firewall, right up against the exterior wall. No insulation. So that's just how houses were built back then. So whatever, we ripped the first million courses off the house all the way above the window. Got it all Tyvek prepped. I didn't get to film any of that because when I get a bee in my bonnet, all systems must go. So yeah, in my attempt to film, I mistakenly didn't hit the button and did the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 courses mostly without you all. You missed all the good cuts. I had some pretty tricky stuff going on. There is a water spigot, a cable wire, a water meter, a electrical meter, and that was bolted directly to the house. My best girlfriend's husband is, or fiance really, is an electrician. So I called him and I was like, "Luke, I need help." And he was so good. He came over right away and helped us with that. And he suggested we put some AZEK plastic, PVC, I don't know what you contractors are calling it, behind the water meter, and it is just so aesthetically pleasing. I love it. So I'm just waiting on Ryan to get home so he can spot me on the ladder, and we can get up there. That's the plan for today. See you in a bit. Okay, friends, so we finally made it. It is time for the bottom sill. We've taken our measurement right underneath. So from side to side, we've got 4-inch pieces of trim that are going here. On either side of them, we've got 39 and a half. And I didn't measure that right now. I know because I already wrote it on a shingle right there. So this is our piece of trim. And it has a little drippy edge right here. We're going to take this, cut it down to 39 and a half, pop it up, and we're going to screw right through. I'm going to go make this cut and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I just want to say that I really hate power tools. We've got our piece of silk cut. Ryan got a hand-me-down saw from somebody that he used to work with, and it's a chop saw, so that is a lifesaver. But what I want to tell you is that my dad passed away last September, and he was a construction guy. And I've got his square, and it has his initials on it, and it makes me really happy. So I want to talk a little bit about this flashing situation that we have going on here. Let's see if I can get this to stand. So when you're doing a window, you have to think like a drop of water, right? So you can see when you are flashing, you want to do this bottom piece first, and then you want to do your sides, because any water that would run down is going to run over this piece of tape, not behind it. I put this course of shingles on with the same theory in mind, that any bit of water that is going to come under the sill, if it breaks through the caulking layer, gets behind the sill, it's going to run down the tape and not the back of the wall. So we're all trimmed up. We're going to get ready to screw it on. Okay. We did it. Alright, so now that the sill is on, this is going to be our top board. We're going to do the 39. So I will go give this a cut. Alright, so that wasn't recording, but we just measured the outside pieces of trim. We've got one line shy of 59, and we're just going to cut it at 59. Hey guys, so we are here by the saw, and I just wanted to take a minute and say that I never learned how to read a tape measure. Math is not my strong suit. Ryan has given me this tape measure that has the little small measurements right on it. So my dad used to call out measurements when he was on the job site, and he would always be screaming something about a skunk hair. It's 59 and a skunk hair. It's 59 and whatever, and a skunk hair. What is a skunk hair? Well, that's not what he was really saying, but I guess you people in the construction world will figure that out. That's why I don't leave people alone on the ladder. Didn't go up.
Good.
Mm-hmm. I'm going down, yelling timber. My poor plastic. Hey, Ray, you come hold me?
So you're taking a break.
Alright, good morning, folks. We are on what looks like day 3, but is really day 10 of this project. Yesterday we were able to get the windowsill done and the 2 trim pieces on either side. We still have the top piece to do, but Ryan is not with me today and I've been instructed to stay on the ground. So today we're going to do some cedar shake shingling. I'll spin you guys around in a second, but this morning I had to sit down and do some math, and it is not my strong suit. Our courses have a 5-inch reveal, and where I put the PVC behind the meter box, it's like 9 3/4, so-ish, a couple lines, a couple centimeters. So I had to shrink down our reveal, and it's looking at, we're going to do 4 7/8. I snapped a couple lines. It looks okay. I'm going to notice it. I hope you all don't, and the rest of the contracting world. But if you do, that's okay. Let's check it out. So this is what I'm talking about right here. So this part that you can see, this is our reveal. So from the bottom all the way up, we've got about 5 inches. Over here at the meter box, we've got 9 3/4. So we need to make up that difference, and we're going to do that with a little bit of math. So I've already done my math, I've snapped my lines, and we are just going to get right to it. Alright guys, I got my tool belt on that belonged to my dad. I've got my construction leggings, and we're ready to do it to it. I am going to be so glad to get away from these lines. Remember folks, measure twice, cut once. Yep, still 9 3/8. So for this piece here, we're going to use this shingle. You can see that it comes over almost 1.5 inches, maybe 1 3/4 inches, because we want to cover that seam. Any water that's going to come down here is going to go right through there onto this one. So we want this to overlap quite a bit. So we're going to make our cut. We're going to find out which way our shingle lays best. This way, this way. It's going to be this way. So we are going to be taking out this chunk. at 4.5, 5.5, 3/4. Be right back. All right, we're back. But I've left my hammer somewhere. Okay, my friends, so for this application, we are going to use our nail punch because we don't want to see these nails. And it fits like a glove. Hey guys, I thought it would be a good time to pause and recap and get to know each other a little bit. I have to go let out a dog named Duke, and we've got about 10 minutes in the car. So my husband and I bought our home back in like 2021, and it belonged to my grandparents. They had built it in the 1950s, and pretty much everything is original. It does have replacement windows, but the roof was done like 20 something years ago, and it just needs a lot of love. So all the windowsills exterior are rotting off, and I'm afraid it's not cosmetic stuff on this project that you're watching now. When we took down the windowsill, or when the windowsill took itself down with my help, we had to cut out all of the wood that was behind it and replace it because it was all rotted. And I'm so afraid that I am going to find that throughout, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more sills that I have to replace. The whole south side of the house is also done in cedar shake. There's 3 sills over there. They all need done. And I am just the guy to do it. Seriously though, so yeah, my grandparents built the house. I love the house. I wanted to be back in the house, and it's our home. So it's really important to me to not only take very good care of it, but to really fix it and fix it right. Because there's a lot of contractors out there that will give you this egregious price and do really shoddy work. So watch your contractors, folks. A little bit more backstory. I would spend the weekends with my dad, and he was a jack of all trades. He did some fishing, some lobstering, some carpentry, some truck driving, and he knew a little bit about almost everything. And he always had an answer for me no matter what kind of crazy question I asked. And he was a lot of fun to be around. He had a really big personality, and man, when he was good, he was the best. And I say was because he passed away in September, and I really miss him. But I have a ton of really great lessons and awesome memories and photos that I get to share from all of the time I got to spend with him. So anyways, when I was a little kid, he used to take me on jobs, and we're south of Boston here in Massachusetts, and he would do really fancy jobs, like in towns of Cohasset and Scituate and Deluxeberry. The majority of it was all cedar shake work, exactly what I'm keeping with, and that is how I got my introduction and some knowledge into how I'm doing what I'm doing right now, and why I frankly had the balls to do it. When I was a little kid, he would bring me on these jobs, and he would always tell this story to his buddies that, You know, I was looking around, it was break time, it was lunchtime, and I'm looking around for Brianna, and I can't find her anywhere, and she's sleeping up in the rafters. You know, I was a little bit of a gymnast when I was little. I'm not quite as flexible anymore, but I used to climb up a ladder and I would hold onto the strapping. Joists, I don't know. I was able to get my hand around them, so whatever they're called. And I would hold on to them and then I would kick my legs up. And I was a small kid. So in between that, I don't know, 16 on center, I would be able to curl my legs up over the next piece of strapping rafter joist beam and tuck up in there, and I would hang out there until it was lunchtime. So any of you houses that are doing remodels and you see a BAW in your rafters, hi, my name's Brianna. Hey guys, it is absolutely freezing today. March in New England. And like a lion out like a lamb. We've got nicer days ahead.
Even if I stroll through the valley of the dead, I will fear no evil, no. For I know that you are with me. And even if the dark should surround me, I know that you are with me, Lord. I know you never leave me, no. I don't wanna live my life in such a way that fear is a part of any choice I make. I've never been afraid of any storm.